So, on to the next emotion.
Yeah.
Let's look at another one. I think that's even, again, closely, we've agreed, they're all related.
Yeah.
We're looking at jealousy and envy.
Yes.
Those are big ones.
These are big ones.
These are big ones.
These are big ones.
And I think jealousy and envy are things that we don't care to acknowledge. We're not honest as individuals about I'm envious or I'm jealous of that person. So I'm excited to dive into this conversation with you. Let's start where we always begin, definitions. What is jealousy? What is envy? How do we distinguish one from the other?
Okay. So jealousy has much to do with me not wanting you to have what you have, right? Or rather, me wanting to have what you have. So I'm jealous because you have this thing and I want to have it, right? So you have good glasses and I want to have them. So I'm jealous, right?
Yes.
That's, I think, the simplest way I can put it. But for envy, this is where I don't want you to have the glasses. So for jealousy, it is just about the thing.
I just want it to be mine.
But for envy, including you, I don't want you to have that thing.
I'll never say envy. I'm prone to saying I'm green with envy. I'll never say that again. Because what I actually mean is jealous. Like, oh, I also wish, like, when you tell me, oh, I'm resting, I'm like, oh, I wish I could rest. Now, I'll never say, because I'm like, I'm so green with envy.
Yes, so usually we like use them interchangeably. But if you really get to learn what envy is about, especially the envy that has to do with you even being distant.
Wait a second.
Yes.
Not to say at words. I don't think I've been in a place of envy before. I'm disturbed that, oh, I love your specs. No, you shouldn't have. No. Like, thank God. Like, no, I'm not been in that space.
Wait.
Okay. And have I spoken too quickly? Okay.
They have to spoken.
I spoke too quickly. Oh, yeah, don't scare me.
Don't worry.
Don't scare me.
Don't worry. Yes. So, if you look at where jealousy and envy comes from, right from our childhood, most kids are jealous.
Yeah, that's true.
Most kids are jealous.
Yeah, that's true.
And many of them are envious. Because many of them are envious because I don't know if you've seen a child that would want something, but after they are done, they are bored.
Just throw it.
They throw it. But if the friend gets it, they'll
now
want
I just
it.
Want yeah, for sure.
You know, if the friend gets it back, they'll leave whatever they were doing.
I didn't say you should take it.
I didn't say you should take it.
I like it there.
I like it
there. Leave it there.
Just leave it there.
Yeah,
that's an example. So most of the kids are jealous and know that one. Now let's bring it to adulthood.
Yes, let's do that.
How are we doing that as adults?
Yes.
Right. So imagine, and usually it's about positions. It's about what's happening in the workplace. It's about titles. It's at times it actually even gets to parenting. Most parents, we usually talk about youth's peer pressure. There's parental peer pressure too.
That's real. Like there was a time every parent wanted to send their kid abroad. I say to my friends, I don't want to go. I'm not going anywhere.
That's parental pressure.
But they were like sending their kids abroad. It was like, this child's not going anywhere. Yeah.
But the crazy thing about envy is that it has led a lot of people to black money.
Witchcraft, huh? Yeah, because even look, Doc, let's just be real. Like,
I like how you.
Yes. In my mind, I'm just like, because I'm thinking, even without the black magic aspect, envy just sounds like it's witchcraft in and of itself. Why would I want you? I know that you have a sight problem, and I want to take away your glasses. To what end?
Exactly.
So that what? Just like no fam. Just like no fam. No.
So it goes to that extent. And it's happening in families.
I can see
it's
how.
happening in the workplace. And it is something that we don't talk about.
That's true.
We do it lightly,
yeah.
But then it is affecting us severely.
I mean, I can see how envy can lead to black magic and witchcraft. I can absolutely see how.
Yeah.
And someone did tell me a story about, like, in a government institution, where there was someone who was poisoned.
Oh.
That woman died because someone put poison in there. Not because they were going to get promoted into that position.
No.
It had nothing to do with. They were maybe something random, like one is in accounts and one is in legal.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with anyone.
Yeah.
But you poison your friend.
You just don't want them to have that position.
Yes. Okay, envy is witchcraft. Okay. Before we do it. Okay, envy is witchcraft. Let's just call it what it is.
It is, and I'm sure our viewers
agree.
Would agree as well.
Because I don't understand. Is that like a psychotic situation? Like, what's envy?
Yeah. So now, getting to this,
the science
to
of
the
it.
psychological
Yes.
issues. So if you really get into the science and everything, you realize that it stems from a place of it also has to do with not being in touch with your self-worth. And so it stems from that place of insecurity, stems from that place of at times even abandonment. It stems from that place of rejection. Stems from all these experiences we've gone through that have left us bitter, that have left us not wanting to see other people do something that we hoped we would do but have never done.
To see people win, though.
And so you have not won. You don't want other people to win, and it is such a chronic thing for most people because it can also, I think I can actually call it an intergenerational thing, because there are people that would literally pass it on. Yes. A particular bitterness.
Isn't it that they passed it from the father to the wife?
This is why I'm explaining it this way. This is why I'm explaining it this way. So you'd find that the mother or the father was not okay with this particular family. The son or the daughter continues as well. So we take it lightly. We don't understand the bitterness we inherit at times. Perhaps they were rejected. It's something to do with the clan, the families and all that. And it grows. You just don't want these people to have this much of success. You just don't want these people to be able to do anything that would prove that they are better than you. And so because of that, it is passed on. It is passed on in our attitudes. It's passed on even in the subtle comments that we comment, because a child will not just wake up and inherit it. It would be passed on through those conversations, the subtle comments, the attitudes. Yes, so all those things would nature the person, would orient them into having this perception about you that is negative, and they will just also make it their life mission. Make it their life mission to not see you succeed.
Okay. This one we need to discuss it. We need to help people. We really need to. So let's dissect it. How do I know I'm being envious?
Okay. So we have people perhaps that make us feel jealous, right? And when we find ourselves wanting, whatever it is that they have, we also want. At times we feel this. It could be on a weekly basis, monthly basis, however. But there are some situations.
So you are feeling like you want something that belongs to another person.
Yes, right. So I'm trying to.
Or someone who belongs to another person.
Yes, we can get into that as well.
Yes.
But I feel as though someone is not supposed to be with someone. They have to be with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so real though.
Very real. Very real. So when we identify these people, one of the things that I ask is that how do you feel about them being with that person or about them having that thing? Your answer will speak whether you are envious or you're just jealous. So most people would speak to the fact that most people would in that moment not talk about the actual thing they're jealous about. They begin to talk about the person.
Or like why that person is not deserving of a car, or the spouse they have, she doesn't deserve him because she's so mean, he's such a good guy. Oh, I can see that. I've seen that.
So they'll begin to talk about the person. They'll begin to trash talk the person. Perhaps they'll remember something that they feel that person did wrong and all that. They would want to gossip about the person. They would bring out a whole narration. Yes, they'll bring up a whole narration, and that is like a justification to the whole thing. That's what are telltale signs of envy. Yes. So you are not just saying, "No, I think I also need that car," but you end up talking about the person with the car.
They don't know how. They don't know how to manage money.
Yes.
My sister will enjoy this.
And we. Is that Nanji?
Yes.
Should we do a shout out to Nanji?
Shout out to Nanji. Yes.
Hope you enjoy this, Nanji.
She will enjoy it. She will use this against me.
You're in trouble.
I mean, you don't even.
And cut me out of it.
You don't even know how much trouble I put because I'm just like, no.
I've seen.
I even see where this is going, but please continue.
So we really forget what we are doing or getting into when we talk much about these people in this way, because what that does is that it reflects our bitterness. It reflects what we are insecure about. It reflects what we are not comfortable about. It reflects what we have not resolved.
Okay, I have a question. I'll take you back to Nanji. Let's use this as a case study. This is very risky. I don't know if I should do this, but we had this debate once, really bitter. I think it went on for 2 hours. And there's a celebrity who is living the life and whatever, right? Because she's married to this person who's sort of financing her life, and I was just like, the argument was, look, it's not real, right? From the financial perspective, that's not her money. And the narrative that is being sold on social media is that that's her money and that's how you earn money and that's how you live large. And then my sister's perspective was, it is her life though. Whether the money is coming from her husband or whatever, it's still her life and it's still her money. And she doesn't have the responsibility for everyone who comes on social media to now come and say, oh, I want to be like her. People should also take responsibility for who they want to be inspired by. Everyone can see that her life changed because she married this guy. So how does it become her responsibility now for you to say, you're my inspiration? And I'm like, but for me, it's like, but everyone will think, now let me just go and marry that guy so that...
The kind of,
So now I'm worried, like, is that reflecting my own bitterness? Or, because that's the context in which I'm like, is it that I feel like some type of way? Is it that I just don't like the person? Or...
Okay. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. We need to be bitterness.
Let's get into a 3 minutes therapy session.
3 minutes therapy session. Yes.
All right.
This is dangerous. Oh my God, why did I do this?
So, when you express yourself in that way, what do you think was your main concern? Was it the person? Was it their lifestyle? Did you feel as though they didn't deserve it? Did you feel as though they are misusing? Like, what was your main concern about the person?
The portrayal, the repercussion of it.
Okay.
So, for instance, if a young female person is watching, they see Gucci bags and Louis Vuitton bags, it's the narrative. Like, I'm really happy for her to have stuff, not because I've learned something, but like it's great, do that. But my point was, take responsibility for the narrative as well. That's what I'm saying. Take responsibility for the narrative, because how we portray ourselves if I sit here and I'm talking to people, I feel like I owe them authenticity and truth. I'm not going to sit here and paint a picture that is not true. And that's what I was thinking about. In my head, I'm like, we need to take control of those narratives, because not everyone who is going to pass on my social media will take responsibility with the message I put out. But when I put out a message, as much as possible, I should be in control of that narrative. Yeah.
Would you work with this person in particular? Maybe have a conversation where we're having it?
Yeah, for sure. I would.
Okay. What would you want to talk about?
Their life, to try and fix that narrative. Not to embarrass them, but to fix that narrative so that we get it right. Because I feel like the narrative is a bit skewed.
Yeah.
It's like, if I sit down and talk to you, let me walk with you in your life.
Yeah.
Where have you been? Who are you? What have you done? And how do you interpret this situation? To give it to take away the superficiality. Let's have a real conversation. Let me see you as a human being, not the Insta pictures like that. So that's what I had in mind. I don't know, I'm bitter.
Relax. Relax. Would you say you, because I know where this is coming from. This is coming from your passion, because you are a person that speaks on authenticity. You're a person who has your core values or your highest values on just being a good example, an example that makes people see the real story that makes people successful and not the artificial. So that's the passion behind. It's your passion speaking, it's your passion driving you to correct this. That is why I was asking these questions, because what you want is to correct the narrative, because you are not concerned about the person, you're concerned about the people that may fall to that narrative.
For sure.
That is, so your intention in itself is pure. Your intention oh my god. Your intention and motive in itself is alright. However, would you agree or disagree if I said you are being a bit judgmental to the person?
Maybe.
Okay.
And I'll be honest and agree to a certain extent, because look, trauma, clearly from that person's story, a lot of trauma has happened. So that's that person coming out on the other side. And this is their victory. So for me, who has the opportunity to sit with you or even call you anytime, I'm like, you know what, I think something is off and I just want to check with you. She probably doesn't have people like that, right? You get what I mean? I have that privilege. I can sing authenticity because of my circle, everything I have read. She doesn't have that. So to that extent, I could own up to the fact that maybe I'm a little judgmental of her, and that I could be a little more sympathetic. But I think there is some judgment.
I like the fact that you've used the word sympathetic. Right? And because I'm not trying to help you.
Help me! Help me!
Now I'm trying to help you. So we have seen that your motive is...
It may be pure.
It is. Because this is something springing from your passion or your purpose. Because your purpose, as I have experienced it in our friendship, is to live the truth. Is to tell your authentic story. Because your story has inspired me, your story has inspired other people, and it is your truth and your story that you use to change the world and contribute, right? So those are your highest values.
That's true.
Now you are operating from that place in how you are looking at this person. Right? That is what.
Imagine if I knew her. She'd be in trouble.
So now coming back to sympathy. When we sympathize, we speak to the situation. When we empathize, we speak to the reality and the emotions in the situation. So a lot of people are sympathizers,
Yeah.
not empathizers.
Yeah.
If you knew her and you knew her life from a close up, because I'm assuming it's just
it's just on social media. I've never had an interaction.
Yes. Yeah. So if you knew her and you understood whatever that she's been through, the dynamics, the factors, and whatever, you'd understand her from that emotional perspective. And so you would not sympathize, you would empathize. So what you need is to empathize with this person. Yeah, because that is how you'll be able to sort of see her life from her view, from her perspective, you know. But if you only sympathize, it is only the situation.
Yeah.
That is why today a number of people may go through a particular loss, a job loss, and people will sympathize. A few will empathize.
Yeah.
The people that empathize are those that connect with the person and say, "I'm really sorry, I've been through this.
Yeah.
I remember
it was hard, man.
It was hard.
Yeah.
That's you empathize. But when you sympathize, you only speak the situation. Oh, that's really sad. What?
It's too bad.
I'm sure you find another job.
That's a soft skill that perhaps within my smaller circle, I'm excellent at empathy.
Yes.
But outside of my circle, I'm just like, it's already a little boy. We're going to try that.
It has reached here.
It's like, in my close circle, I'm already here. But yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, so I think you have judged this person.
I totally have.
Because you are only sympathizing.
But is that like jealousy or envy?
No,
that's what I need
isn't.
to know.
That's why I haven't spoken about.
Oh, okay.
It isn't. It is you operating from your purpose.
Yeah.
Your mission in life.
Yeah.
Which is really about
authenticity.
And so when you see that, you feel as though I'm
need triggered.
To. Yes, you're
Let me fix that.
Absolutely. So that's how purposeful people really speak or act, because there are also a number of things that I find myself not happy about. Like,
how?
Especially things to do with miscommunication, mental health
I had a mental health situation. I almost went off the other day. I was
Yeah. So if I see miscommunication or people not doing things in the way that I know they should be done or in the right way and all that, for me, I'm like, okay.
Let's talk about
this. Yeah. Okay, so it's just you operating from your purpose. Yeah,
okay, back to empathy, Nanji. I might be rescued. But yeah, okay, so back to envy and jealousy and how we identify those. It starts with where you are emotionally with either the person, the situation, and how do we start to overcome?
Yes. So now that's a journey, because what you need to work on firstly is your belief system. What you believe about this thing. Is it something that you really want? If it's something to do with jealousy, can you also get it?
Work for it.
Yeah. So how are you going to get it? Right? It's much to do with detaching anything to do with that person and make it about the object.
Yeah.
So is it something that your current economy, your personal economy can handle? Can you?
If not now, when?
So what are the things you need to put in place for you to have that thing? A lot of us are jealous about good cars out there. But what does it take to get there?
Wait though, how do I know that I'm jealous or just desire? Okay. If for instance I see Jill is something, Benz, and I think it's beautiful, I don't want that particular one. Yes. I want one like that. Okay. How do I distinguish desire from jealousy?
Okay. So emotion.
Yeah.
The emotion behind. So if I'm jealous, I will not even be fine with you.
I'll stop talking to you because you're the Benz.
Yes. Yes. You know? Yeah. So I'll even be petty.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have this. I will sort of resent you. I will sort of be not okay with you, so I'm jealous, right? But it's like I'll even be angry at you at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's I'm just trying to say that with jealousy comes negative emotions.
Yeah. So you'll be able to feel
You'll be able to feel.
Yeah.
But with desire, it is just you identifying and you see that I need this. I think this is something that I can have. And you begin to work towards that. Right? You begin to work towards that. There was something I loved about Brianna List.
Yeah.
She said that I think it was about differentiating between the desire of our heart and the aspirations of our ego.
Yo, the GLE, not even at what? It's the aspiration of the ego.
Yes, the aspiration of the ego.
You don't have to go far. I know. It's just the
aspiration of the ego. Yes. Yeah. And there's a new song by is it oh god, how can I forget this one sake? Lauren, is it Lauren Dego?
Yeah, no, I haven't heard it.
Yeah, so she released it I think 2 days ago.
Nice.
Ego.
I'll look it up.
The title is just Ego.
Yeah, I'm very scared.
Yeah, and you know how she's I think she's quite deep. So she's spoken about the ego and how at times we live for it and we are enslaved. So well, you should listen to the song.
I will listen. I will listen. And let's sit on that a little bit. Okay.
Sure.
Because I'm trying to distinguish desire and jealousy.
Yeah.
Right? If my friend, for instance,
yeah,
who use the specs again, I see these specs on you,
yeah,
and I love them.
Yes.
I legit love them, and I go and ladies, we do that with our hair. For me,
yeah,
like I love recommendation. I won't go somewhere where someone hasn't been.
I see.
Is that jealousy? Is that envy?
How do you feel in that moment?
No, I genuinely like your specs. What's your plug?
Yeah.
And I like them. Can I get a pair? Would you be okay with that? If you say yes, I'll go get a pair.
Yeah.
I'm in the habit of doing that. But is that jealousy or envy?
No, it isn't. You just want to. And I think I've seen this.
Wanting what someone else
has.
wanting
what someone and wanting their plug and all that.
Yeah.
Though others are too protective with their plugs.
Okay, I don't get it. But let's just share.
Anyone want to look good.
I want to look good, man. There's a lot of things, and because among women it's a thing.
Yes.
Like I have this, every time I have this, or she wants it as well, she's jealous of me.
Yes.
Like how is it jealousy? But
jealousy really speaks to the very negative emotions that you have.
That you experience.
When you even sense that you don't have peace with this person, that's jealousy.
That's jealousy. Or like you talked about, if I see you driving a GLE and I'm just like, you're not even deserving of that. Why should you have it? You may not really want it for yourself, but you're just like, what do they think they are?
We'll see they'll pack
flexing.
We'll see they'll pack it. They think they can manage.
I'm just giving them 2 years because they don't even have a sinking fund. For me, it always goes to the money. When you do the math, it doesn't even add up. Be careful. Moving on from this conversation. This is your calculation for sinking funds and people's bends. Leave them alone.